modern world is filled with information, but does it help us become smarter? The answer is not always obvious. The wisdom of the Stoics, ancient philosophers who sought to achieve inner peace and understanding of life, can be the key to developing our intelligence. They believe that true wisdom comes not only from knowledge, but also from observation, reflection, and the ability to manage one's emotions. In this video, we'll look at tips from the Stoics that will help you become smarter and feel inner strength and harmony. Observation is an art that the Stoics considered to be one of the key skills for the development of the mind. They learned to observe carefully what was happening around them without jumping to conclusion. Every day, we are surrounded by thousands of details that we do not pay attention to. However, the Stoics believed that every little thing can teach us an important lesson. By practicing observation, we learn to see the world more clearly, understand the connections between events and people, and become more aware of our own thoughts and emotions. To develop this skill, you can start with something simple. Observe what is happening around you throughout the day. Pay attention to details that are usually overlooked. For example, how do people react to different situations? What changes in nature with the onset of different seasons? How do you react to external stimuli? These simple observations will help you develop the ability to see more and deeper. Reflection is also an important part of this practice. After your observations, take some time to think about what you have seen. Why did you notice this particular thing? What does it mean to you? How can this knowledge help you in your daily life? These questions will help you turn a simple observation into an experience that can change your understanding of the world. The Stoics believe that through observation, we can learn more about the nature of things and ultimately about ourselves. This wisdom helps not only to become smarter, but also to achieve inner peace as we learn to accept things as they are without unnecessary emotional evaluations. The Stoics believed that knowledge is the key to wisdom, but they also understood that knowledge cannot be passive. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we must constantly strive for new knowledge in order not to stay in one place. Curiosity is an inner force that pushes us to learn new things. It helps us to discover the world from different angles, to see things in it that others may not notice. Develop your curiosity, and you will see how much you can learn even from everyday things. Start reading more books, watching documentaries, listening to podcasts on topics that interest you. Don't limit yourself to what you are familiar with. Go beyond your comfort zone and discover new fields. Knowledge is an endless process. Stoics believe that the more we learn, the more we realize how little we know. This process opens up endless opportunities for development and self-improvement. The Stoics promoted simplicity and minimalism as a way to achieve wisdom and harmony. They believed that the accumulation of material things and the pursuit of external achievements often distract us from true wisdom and happiness. Simplicity helps us focus on what is really important. Instead of wasting energy on a lot of things that don't really matter, the Stoics taught us to focus on the main thing: inner peace, wisdom, and harmony. Minimalism is not only about material things, but also about thoughts and actions. Get rid of unnecessary noise in your life, unnecessary worries, people who do not bring you joy, things that weigh you down. The Stoics believed that an intelligent person lives a simple and centered life. They don't need much to be happy, as their inner world is richer than any external achievement. This helps them to be more conscious and reasonable in their actions and decisions. Emotions can be both our strongest ally and our greatest enemy. The Stoics learned to control their emotions so as not to let them cloud their minds. They understood that emotions can be a source of rash decisions and actions, though they preferred to develop the ability to self-control. One of the main practices for controlling emotions is meditation. It doesn't have to be something complicated or exotic. It's enough to set aside a few minutes a day to sit in silence and focus on your breathing. This will help calm your mind and reduce emotional stress. Another important tool is to reflect on your emotions. Stoics advised analyzing your feelings instead of just reacting to them. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What caused this emotion? This will allow you to understand the root of your feelings and better control them in the future. Practicing acceptance is also important for controlling emotions. Stoics were trained to accept what they cannot change and focus on what is within their control. This allows us to reduce anxiety and stress associated with events that are beyond our control. Controlling emotions is the key to living a smart life. A mind free from unnecessary emotional influences is able to make more informed decisions and see the world as it really is. Develop this skill, and you will notice how your life changes for the better. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze and evaluate information without taking it on faith. The Stoics believed that critical thinking is the foundation of wisdom, because it allows you to avoid mistakes and manipulations. They advised never to accept things as they seem at first glance. To develop critical thinking, start by questioning the information you receive. Ask questions. Look for evidence. Check facts. This will help you avoid jumping to conclusions and make more informed decisions. Debate practice can also be useful for developing critical thinking. Stoics often discussed various philosophical issues, expressed their opinions, and listened to the opinions of others. This allowed them to see different points of view and better understand the essence of life. You can also look for opportunities for discussion to develop your critical thinking. Keeping a thinking diary is another effective way to develop critical thinking. Write down your thoughts on various issues, analyze them, and review them over time. This will help you to become more aware of your own beliefs, thinking errors, and improve your conclusion. Critical thinking is a shield against manipulation and misinformation. The Stoics believed that only through deep reflection and analysis can we achieve true understanding of the world. By developing this skill, you become more objective, attentive, and intelligent. Silence is not just the absence of words, it is a tool for self-analysis and inner development. The Stoics believed that sometimes you need to stop and listen to yourself to find the truth. They saw silence as an opportunity to deepen their thoughts and develop inner wisdom. The modern world is filled with noise, conversations, messages, advertisements. All of this distracts us from a true understanding of ourselves and the world. The Stoics advised us to remove ourselves from this noise and find time for silence. This does not mean that you have to live in isolation, but it is important to set aside time for solitude and reflection. Practice of silence can include meditation, nature walks, or simply being alone with yourself. These moments can help you better understand your thoughts, emotions, and true desires. Silence can also help you develop observation, as it allows you to focus on the little things that are usually overlooked. The Stoics also believed that silence was a way to avoid talking too much and talking too little. They valued words and believed that every word should be meaningful and significant. By learning to be silent, you will begin to appreciate every word and better understand when and what to say. The practice of silence helps not only to calm the mind, but also to make it more focused and deep. It opens the door to inner wisdom and helps to better navigate the world, which is often too loud. Humility is the ability to recognize your limitations and be open to change. The Stoics believe that humility helps us develop because we stop feeling infallible and start learning from our mistakes. Humility also allows us to accept the world as it is without futilely trying to change it. Practicing humility begins with recognizing that we are not always right. Learn to admit your mistakes and learn from them. This is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of inner strength and maturity. The Stoics advised to see every failure as an opportunity for learning and growth. Acceptance is also an important part of this virtue. Stoics taught that we cannot control everything that happens around us, but we can control our reaction to these events. Acceptance means the ability to live in harmony with what we cannot change and find peace in it. One way to develop acceptance is to focus on the present moment. The Stoics believed that the past is behind us and the future has not yet arrived, so the only thing we really have is the present. Focusing on what is happening here and now helps us accept reality as it is. Humility and acceptance allow us to live a calmer and more reasonable life. They help us reduce the stress and anxiety associated with things we cannot control and focus on what really matters. Patience is the ability to wait and remain calm, even when the situation does not meet our expectations. The Stoics considered patience to be an important virtue because it helps us avoid rash actions and make decisions with a cool mind. They believe that time is the best teacher, and sometimes it is worth waiting to understand the true nature of things. Developing patience begins with the realization that not everything happens as fast as we want it to. Learn to accept the slow pace of life and find pleasure in it. For example, instead of being nervous about a delay, use this time to reflect or observe. This will help you better navigate situations that require patience. Another way to cultivate patience is to meditate on long-term goals. The Stoics advised focusing on what really matters and not letting momentary difficulties distract us from our priorities in life. Learn to see beyond today and realize that great achievements take time. Practicing mindful breathing can also help you develop patience. When you feel yourself losing patience, take a few deep breaths in and out. This will help you calm down and focus on the situation again. The Stoics believe that controlling your breathing helps you control your emotions, which in turn helps you remain patient even in difficult circumstances. Patience is not only the ability to wait, but also the ability to withstand pressure and not panic in difficult moments. By developing patience, you become more resilient to stress and ready to make informed decisions, even when the situation does not develop as you expect. The practice of forgiveness begins with the realization that we all make mistakes. The Stoics taught that no one is perfect. Even the wisest people sometimes make mistakes. Forgiveness means recognizing this fact and being willing to let go of the grudges that prevent us from living a peaceful and happy life. One way to develop forgiveness is to imagine yourself in the shoes of the person who offended you. Try to understand why they acted the way they did and what might have prompted them to do so. This will help you understand the motives of other people and make it easier to let go of the offense. The Stoics also believed that forgiveness was an act of wisdom and strength, not weakness. They believed that by forgiving others, we become stronger because we do not allow negativity to control our thoughts and feelings. Forgiveness also helps us avoid unnecessary conflicts and live in harmony with others. By practicing forgiveness, you make room for positive emotions and create conditions for your own development. Forgiveness allows you to free yourself from the burden of the past and focus on what is really important: your personal growth and wisdom. Stoicism teaches us to see the positive even in the most difficult situations. This does not mean that we should ignore real difficulty, but it does mean that we can find opportunities for growth even in negative events. For example, Marcus Aurelius often wrote about how difficulties make us stronger. He believed that every obstacle is a chance to develop our inner strength and wisdom. When you face problems, try to find the positive aspect of them. It can be difficult, but the practice of Stoicism teaches us to see the light even in the darkest moments. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can this help me in the future? What new skills or knowledge will I gain from this challenge? The ability to find the positive in difficult situations makes us more resilient and intelligent. It helps us to maintain faith in our own strength and not give up in the face of difficulty, which is a key aspect of Stoic wisdom. Stoic wisdom is not just a philosophy, but a practical tool for becoming smarter, more balanced, and resilient to the challenges of life. By following the advice of the Stoics, you can better understand yourself, develop your mental skills, and achieve inner peace. Remember that change does not happen overnight. Stoic wisdom requires constant practice and self-discipline. But step by step, you will become smarter and wiser, getting closer to your goals and achievements. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like it, and leave a comment. We appreciate your support and always welcome new subscribers. Stay tuned, and we will continue to share Stoic wisdom and tips for self-development.